Okay, next, let me introduce the interfaces of this project. The interfaces are implemented in website format by using Python dash. And firstly, we can see here are some buttons that we can use to go to the interface to show the data. Firstly, in the team level information interface, after selecting some specific team name like Washington Capitals, it shows the basic information, including the team's name's abbreviation, team's name, hometown city, and the arena of this team over here. And it also shows some statistical information, including the weight distribution of the team players in this team in histogram form, and the height distribution of each team player in this team in histogram format. It also shows the summation of the game scores of each team member in this team over past years in line chart format, as well as the penalty minutes over past years and the ice time over past years of this team in line chart. Next, about updating and showing player data interface. After giving some player's ID and the season number, we can display the basic information of the team player. And also, by giving the player ID and the season, we can delete the player's data from this database. We can see now the player's data have been deleted from this database, and they don't exist now. Of course, by giving the player's ID, season, name, position, weight, height, and its team abbreviation, we can insert a new player's data into this database. And also, if an attribute of this player's data changed, such as if the weight changes, we can also update the player's data in this database. Now we can see the weight has been updated. Lastly, about individual players' game performance of a specific team. After we selecting a team name and giving a season number, we can either see the basic information, including the penalty minutes or game score of each team player in this team in table format, or also the advanced game performance data, like the primary assists, shots on goal, missed shots, etc., of each team player in this team in table format, as I show. Okay, there's the end of the demonstration of our interfaces.
How our application interacts with the database management system. So first I'll run the program, and you can see in the folder a file, a .db file pops up when you run it. So that's creating the SQLite database. You can see it created 4 different tables: advanced stats, basic stats, player, and team. And then we can also open up the dashboard application. So I'll be demonstrating like inserting, deleting, updating, and displaying a player. So let's say player 1, 2020 season. Just call the player Fred. Position, center. Say he's 300 pounds, 90 inches tall, and plays for Boston. So if we go into SQLite, this is just like a SQLite browser, and we look at the player database, you can see there's no player ID of the ID 1. So we insert, so this successfully inserted them. So if we refresh the database, you can see 1, and then it has all of Fred's player info. You can also see in the basic stats, there's Fred's player ID and season, and then all the other statistics are just set to 0, which is like null. And then in the advanced stats, You can also see again his player ID is added. In terms of the team table, this is consistent. It's not modified when you insert a player because there's always going to be 33 teams. So then you could try to insert again. Let's name this guy like Ted. You try and insert him again with the same player ID and season combo, but it's going to prevent you from doing that because it already exists, and player ID and season must be unique because that's like the composite key to the player table. So if we wanted to update Fred, let's say Fred was traded to the San Jose Sharks, SJS. So you update him. You can see here it updated his team abbreviation, and then in the database management system, Fred now plays for the San Jose Sharks. And then if we want to display Fred, you don't need any of the additional info. All you really need to display or delete a player from the database is just the player ID and the season, because that's the composite key. So that's what it uses to search them up. So if you want to display his info, you can see here it displays his most recent info with him playing for the San Jose Sharks. And then to delete, the same thing, you only need these two pieces of info. Delete, successfully updated, somebody go into the database, and Fred is no longer there. Thanks for viewing our demonstration video.